You can't rebuild the same. So we have to rebuild with science. We have to build with climate reality in mind.
Their governor is Gavin Newsom, and he went on CNN and watched this.
You previously mentioned the timeline for rebuilding would be 6 to 9 months. Is that going to happen? And should people rebuild in some parts of California, given how high the fire risk is?
You can't rebuild the same. So we have to rebuild with science. We have to build with climate reality in mind. We have to look at infrastructure, redundancy, systems, ingress, egress as it relates to emergency management and planning, materials, all of that is being reviewed and reconsidered, and with the latest iterations in terms of understanding and technology. And I say technology in the context of how, again, we build the infrastructure to keep it safe, to address undergrounding of lines, how we address the larger issues of redundancy in terms of systems. But more important than anything else is the need to get the debris removed. 30 days, and the reality is the insurance market understands it better than anyone else. The market and Mother Nature's are going to have to change the way we live and do business in the context of how we plan, how we do land use, zoning into the future along the lines of your question. We have to wake up to this reality. We cannot be in denial about what's going on with Mother Nature, again, around the globe, not just in the state of California.
I don't know if the audience could hear your audible grumbles and guffaws and deep breathing during all of that, but I could hear them. So, Mike, I'm going to throw to you first, but there's so much nonsense there. Let me just recap real quick. First off, that he originally said they could rebuild in 6 to 9 months. Some of those houses there in those places take 3, 4, 5 years to build. That's number one, just because of the gradient and the mountains and all of that stuff. And almost any house takes about a year. So 6 to 9 months was complete nonsense. The line rebuild with science, I mean, just is so completely idiotic. Climate redundancy, these are the richest people in America. Like, these are some of the best built houses and engineered and everything else. There was more, but I'll let you take it from there.
Yeah, what a douche. Look, he's talking about this as if somehow the insurance companies didn't make a mad dash for the door, didn't escape from California because of regulatory policies in California. Yeah, they ran them out of business, which is why all these poor homeowners who have lost everything, right, didn't have insurance. This is going to be a major story that really most of the media hasn't focused on. Is this lack of insurance. And it's because the company, look, what do you expect, right? You can't blame the company and say, well, you have to stay no matter what we do. The state drove them out through the regulatory policies. Gavin Newsom is just the poster child for, I don't know, the old saying, form follows function. He's not it, right? There's nothing there. He's an empty suit. It's like watching, chance from being there.
Walter, can you extrapolate on that a little bit more? Because I think that the thing that he represents, that fake, overly polished, ridiculous veneer teeth politician, slick back hair, there was a time, I suppose, that worked, and I think we're fortunately getting out of that time. But I want to give the devil, in this case, I mean it literally, his due. Like, this guy does not go away.
Well, I disagree that he's an empty suit. He has returned to a script that he had to stop quoting from during the fires themselves. But this is exactly the set of policies that you would imagine he had going in. Mm-hmm. In other words, he refuses to accept that Rick Caruso is right, that it is a series of negligent decisions that resulted in this. And he's gone straight back to climate change, climate reality, he calls it, which is chilling. And he has now recited the list, the sort of catechism-like list of things that need to be done without any reference to why the fires really started, what really drove them, and so on. This almost feels like conspiracy theory fodder, because these are the reasons you would imagine these fires would be allowed to burn. So this new kind of building, this new kind of climate reality-based development could go forth. The solutions that he's giving are not the reasons that the fire burned this place down. How about, the solution of filling your reservoir? That's not listed. Burying underground lines and putting in different materials, building materials, and different kinds of construction and this and that. That does not address why the place burned down. It's just a list of things he wanted to get to anyway.
Now that Fauci's been pardoned, RFK is set to expose what many of us have already suspected about the pandemic. Sadly, this won't help the tens of millions who have never felt the same since getting the virus or the mRNA shots. We all know someone with a personal story. Pfizer has now been forced to release a list of all side effects linked to its COVID-19 shots, and the results are alarming. Conditions like myocarditis and blood clots are surfacing suddenly, leaving people with debilitating health issues. One of the most common but overlooked conditions is long COVID syndrome, causing brain fog, chronic fatigue, and shortness of breath that lingers for months, even years. That's where the wellness company comes in with their new long COVID syndrome support. The bundle includes 4 doctor-formulated nutraceuticals, each packed with 5 to 8 powerful plants and minerals designed to target the root cause of post-viral symptoms. Right now, you can save $40 on the bundle, plus an additional $34 off and free shipping. Just go to twc.health/Rubin and use code Rubin to claim your discount. Take action today for a healthier tomorrow.